The Ibens got involved in the club 15 years ago, and they got involved by an event like this special dinner. We talked about what they did and what the club is doing, and from that is how we were able to get Nancy Iben involved, because she had a background in counseling. So when she came to visit the club, she saw where she could make an impact very quickly. That was where she came down and said, I would like to get involved in doing some on-site counseling for the club. We were limited space to do it. What we ended up finding was a 1987 Honda Accord that ended up being our program space.
We had no space for counseling, so she was actually counseling in her cars, and they called them the counseling vehicles, and she wanted a private place for the kids to be able to feel comfortable and safe.
I remember my first day, I parked there, and I'm like, why do we have like counseling center parking spots?
From that little small vehicle, moving to some temporary space in the actual facility led into a full-blown counseling program at the club. And all of that happened because of Nancy Iben's vision driving that.
Both of them are quiet leaders. They are insightful, and they have so much depth about our club, our families.
David is very interesting because he's this tall dude, and he could be very intimidating at times, but when you get to know him, he's like one big kid. He would give a lot of hours at the club in primarily his background in finance. I mean, he helped us engage in hiring and firing the right people in that area, helped us engage in audits, helped us engage board participation, and found donors when there was soft spots and we couldn't make budget. He was just a well-rounded, perfect board member.
When the meeting was turned over to him, he gave us the facts. He would start out with, well, we lost $50,000 last month, but the good news is, and there was always some good news to temper the bad news.
He was an optimist. More kids at the club. The bottom line was kids. He always brought it back to that. He would always remind us of the mission of the club, and that's important when it comes to a board member.
Because Nancy and David were generous and believed in this program so much, they gave us a very large gift to name the counseling center and to provide for counseling being paid for into perpetuity. So we have full service counseling, and we'll have that forever thanks to the Ibens.
So I always think back to that first meeting I had with David, and he said, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to be on the board because of work and how busy he is. And I said, David, please, we need you, I need you. And so my hope is that both Nancy and David continue to be a part of the club forever.